It's strength in finding resilience beyond your circumstances. What is up, you guys? I'm Zakia Monet, and welcome to the Finding Your Way podcast, where we share stories about hardships and share ways to not let our circumstances define us. Like you, we just here to find our way. What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Finding Her Way podcast. I'm your host, Zakia. I go by Zakia Monet on all social media platforms. And welcome to another episode. This episode, like we do all the others, we do a journal entry. This journal entry will be what are the things that you struggle with when it comes to doing things God's way. And I wanted to speak on this because I've really been struggling with my way and God's way. And as you guys know, I am on this journey of building this nonprofit, building this platform, building my community for Finding Her Way nonprofit and Finding Her Way in general. That will be for women who have overcome domestic violence, women who are still in domestic violence, single moms, and I was at one point targeting teenage moms, but that's I don't know. I think I might do that for another. I think I might do that as another segment. I don't know. I might just keep it all together. But that is ultimately what Finding Her Way nonprofit will be and what that is. And as I'm on that journey to figure out all the ins and outs and what it is I need to do next and figuring out the next step, or if I'm even ready to go to the next step or advance to the next level, I'm struggling with what it is that I actually need to be doing and who I am and who I need to be as I go to the next level. I've been struggling with my identity, what they would say identity crisis, for as long as I can remember, and that just comes with people telling you who they want you to be and who they see you as and who they want you to show up as, and that's just what I've always done. I've always done what people wanted me to do, or people thought I should do, and who people thought I should be, and who people thought I should show up as. And I sort of shown up as that person or that character, and I could just see that was never me. Taking that from a household standpoint into like growing up outside of the household, that kind of calls you to not know who you identify with and what you identify as, like who is your crowd, who is your people. You kind of sort of tend to want to fit in and do all this other stuff because you feel different. For a long time, that I can remember, I've always felt different. I've always felt like I was a black sheep. I always felt like I wasn't a part of anything. And so, like, of course, like, people can tell you they love you. Like, people can tell you, like, you're a part of this, like, we love you, like, all this stuff. But as a person, you feel otherwise. You feel different. You sort of feel connected and drawn away from you sort of feel connected to something else, or you feel like you're pulling away from something that what they're telling you to, whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but I know that was kind of confusing. But it's just like my mind just doesn't know how to connect and make sense of what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna say it as best as I can and do it what you will, because like y'all should know by now, I am all over the place, but I'm working on it. I promise. But like I was saying, like it kind of makes you want to fit in and do all this other stuff, but I just felt different. I've always felt different. I've always felt disconnected. I've always felt like my relationships with people were surface level, and so I never connected with anybody, honestly, except for like maybe I always connected at each grade level, at each school. As I got older, it was always one person that I was always connected to in some way, and that's just what it was. And it was always the people who thought different from everybody else. And so like as I got older, I've learned, or as I'm getting older, because I'm still learning, I'm learning it's okay to be different. It's okay to not follow the crowd. It's okay for people to not like you. And I struggle with that because I felt like I'm a lovable person. I'm likable, I'm kind, I'm giving, I'm all these things, which is cool, but everybody's not going to like you. Everybody is not going to, like, I guess sometimes with the aura that I have, that can kind of intimidate people. And like, I don't know what it is about me, but I've always, even though like I've always been a nice person, I've always been a genuine person, I've always got the women who didn't like me. And I struggled with that for a long time. Like even when I went into the working field, like it was always a problem. I wouldn't know it, like because I'm being naive, I'm being nice, and I'm doing all these things. I'm doing all these things, but it's just like it wasn't. The energy wasn't returned, or I wouldn't realize the energy wasn't returned until somebody would come back and say something about it, or something like that. So for a long time, I struggled with who I was. I struggled with trying to fit in. I struggled with friendships. I struggled with a lot of things, and I've always felt like it was always a me thing. And honestly, all of those things, some of it may be true. Some of it may be true for some people, but I feel like the older you get, the more you start to realize a lot of those things just don't matter. Like who likes you doesn't matter. The crowd that the fitting in doesn't matter. Like none of those things matter. You being your own person, you being uniquely you being a standout person, like that's what's going to draw your crowd and your people to you. You don't always have to fit in. You don't always have to, you don't always have to make a thing about people not liking you. And for a long time, I feel like I only made it a thing. I only made it a thing of people not liking me just because I felt like I was alone, family wise. And so, of course, you want to draw to a community. You want to draw to a connection. You want to draw to a crowd. You want to draw to a group of friends. Like you just want that connection outside of what you don't already have at home. So that tends you to push you towards people and, that may not be good for you. And so in that case, that was my case a lot of the time. Like I was pushed, like I was always drawn to people who weren't necessarily good for me. And I'm still dealing with that. I'm still dealing with the effect of that now because I have a child with somebody that wasn't good for me. I was drawn to that person because I was trying to run from something that I wasn't connected to. I was trying to run to something that I wanted to be, like it's this saying that I don't come from a good family, but I want a good family to come from me. And so that's what I was trying to build with that person. And I still think, like, I still move with the intentions of wanting a good family to come from me because I don't have those connections. I don't have, like, that connection with family. Like, I just don't have that, and I don't feel that. And that's okay. Like, I love everybody. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm in a good place now, but I'm just no longer in a place of wanting to have a deeper connection, and I'm struggling with that. And it's just like me struggling with my way and God's way and trying to figure out if this is the way, like if this is the way that I should move, or if this would be like, is this the way that God wants me to move. And so I'm like, I wanted this episode to, I know people are going to struggle on their walk with God, but I feel like for me, I think the closer that I get to know him and the closer, like the more that I read the Bible and the more that I, want to form this relationship with him, I'm not shying away from it. It's just the curiosity of what is the right thing and what is the wrong thing, and how to move with certain people and what it is that I should be doing as far as my walk and my purpose and my alignment. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Of course, I want to, like you want confirmation on these things. Sometimes I feel like I don't hear that, or I don't see that, or I just don't know how to depict the signs, or how to know, like how to trust my gut when it comes to certain things. So that's why I want to learn myself more. I want to get to know myself more, because right now I feel like I'm at ground zero and I don't really know a lot about me. As I grow, as I do therapy more, and as I grow as a woman, and as I grow into the person that I want to be, as far as distinguishing my boundaries and learning what I don't like and what I do like, and learning who I want around me, who I don't want around me, the type of people that I want in my circle, the type of people that I want to, like the type of reciprocation that I want to receive in a relationship, no matter female, male, anything, with my son, with my mom, like anybody. Like as I grow and I try to, figure all these things out, I'm struggling with who I am and who I want to be as a woman. I know that I feel like for a long time, I'm just getting down to it. I feel like for a long time, I just been doing it my way. And I've been doing things how I wanted to do it. I've been doing things that I want to do. And I haven't been doing the things that are aligned with what God wants for me. And I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm struggling with that, because I don't know what it is I need to be doing still. I know that I want, I know that I want and I love to help people. I know that I'm a giving person. I want to do something in that field or something in that nature. I want to give, I want to help, I want to do, anything that has aligned with what has aligned with what I've been through. That's what I want to do. That's the type of people that I want to help. Those are the type of people that I want to connect to. So I know I want to do that, but I'm struggling with, I guess, the pieces in the way I should go, and trying to figure out, what God wants me to do. And I'm trying to, every day that I read my Bible, I've been slacking a little bit. I really have. Every day that I have been reading my Bible, it's like I'm sitting here trying to connect and trying to hear and try to understand, but I'm having a hard time understanding what it is that I need to connect with, and what it is that I need to be doing, and trying to actually listening, and positioning my heart in a position or a way that I can hear from God and understand, like, this is your calling, this is your path, this is what you need to be doing. And I think for me, I've always been a step-by-step person, like, tell me this, tell me that, tell me that, tell me that, tell me that. Like, what's after this? What's the next step? What's the next step? And then what? And then what? And then what? I've always been that type of person. So for me, being that type of person to going from a person who just doesn't hear anything at all and not hearing those next steps and what I need to do next, I'm at a standstill. Like, I don't know what way I need to be turning. I don't know what way I need to be going. At this age, I'm 27. I'm knocking on 30. And so it's just like, I feel like it's something that I need to be doing to move towards the goal, to move towards the ultimate thing that I need to be doing in my life, the ultimate purpose in my life. And I just feel like I haven't found it, and I feel like I'm constantly chasing purpose. And so that's not a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing at all. But when you feel like you're on a time clock, because I know for women, we have this thing or idea that we're supposed to be at a place at a certain age, and we're supposed to be doing this at a certain age, and I want to be this, I want to be that by a certain age, I want to be that by 30, I want to do this by 30. And that's always, like, that's, as much as I don't want it to be, it's in the back of my mind. But I'm also learning patience. I'm also learning I still have to go through the process. I still have a couple trials to get through. I still have a couple things I need to get through. God is still taking me through the ringer. God is still teaching me lessons. God is still showing me, He's still preparing me. I'm still in the preparing season, and I'm understanding that. I'm learning that, and I'm doing it. I want to do it in a way that is pleasing to Him. I'm taking me out, and I'm inserting God in. And I saw this post. It was so crazy, because I saw this post that was just like, try again, this time with God. And for a long time, I realized, like, I've just been trying it with myself. As much as I say I love God, as much as I say, that is my guy, I'm His problem child, all this other stuff, I really have been moving like that ain't, like, He ain't who he is. I really have been operating off of, like, He ain't Him. And so I'm trying to get back into that. I'm trying to get into the mind space of where you need to be patient. You need to practice patience. You have to understand this is your preparing season. God's preparing you. You can't go into a space unprepared that big. Because where I'm trying to go, it's like that is huge. Like, I can't downplay it. It's not something little. So I have to prepare myself. And at this point, it's just like, I struggle with that as well, because it's just like, I just be fussing on myself all the time, because I am so impatient. As much as I deal with kids, as much as I'm around kids, I still have a little bit of impatience. I still struggle with that. And so in this season, I'm trying to practice patience. And I'm just trying to position myself to where, you know, I'm getting ready for where it is that he's taking me. That this, I feel like, is also going to be the season of me learning myself. Me learning who I am, me putting those boundaries up, me learning like what it even is that I want out of life. Like what is it even that I want for myself? Like where do I even see myself? I write down these goals all the time, but they're like basic goals. So like I know I need to take some time out to write down my life plan. Where do I see my life? Where do I want to be? You know, be specific, be intentional. You know, don't just say you want these things just because you see other people have it, or just because you see how it's treating everybody else. Like, what do you want for yourself? What kind of people do you want to surround yourself with? What kind of husband do you want? You know, like, do you want more kids? Do you want, like, what is it that you actually want out of life? And what do you want to come from this relationship? What is that you want to come from this relationship with you and God? Because you can't just keep going to him asking him for stuff. Like, it can't just be a transaction. Taking this time to get to learn myself. I'm taking this time to write out all my goals. I'm taking this time to not give up and not stop what I'm doing, but to keep going. It's the hair thing. The way I see it, how I've come to, you know, try to see and understand if anything is from God, is that whatever I want to do, if it's not working by a certain period of time, 2 years ago, 2 words stuck out to me. Keep going. I saw that word everywhere, from social media to anywhere on my phone. Any of the memes that I had on my phone, almost 80% of them had the word keep going in it. And it was so crazy to me. And so I kept that word with me, and now I have it on me. So a year ago, the word resilience just popped up out of my head. Me and my therapist were talking about, because I wanted to bring back my jewelry business. And we started thinking about resilience was the first word that popped up in my head. So I go looking up that word. I go looking up for the same, like the words that mean the same thing as resilience. And I see relentless. And so now that is the name of my jewelry business, Relentless Jewels. And so those 2 words, keep going and relentless, like those, and I'm gonna say 3. Relentless, which is the same thing as resilience. Resilience and keep going, like those words mean everything to me to this day. Keep those words with me, with everything that I'm going through, with everything that I have going on. No matter what it is, no matter what the situation is, I keep those words with me. Because I struggled so much with being consistent with showing up for myself. This is the most consistent that I've been in a long time. This is the most consistent I've been with anything in a long time. I may be tired. I may struggle to get up. I may struggle to come up with the idea. I may have creative block. But this is something I know that I want. This is the stream that I know I want. And so if I'm going this hard for it, I feel like it's in my will. Or if it's not in my will, then it's going to lead me to my path and what I need to do. And so I say that to say, throw a couple things on the wall. Throw a couple ideas on the wall about what it is that you want to do. Even right now, who it is that you even want to be. When you throw those things up on the wall, I want you to look at each word, each career, each idea that you threw up on that wall. And I want you to look at it. Is this something that I'm going to show up for when I'm tired? When I don't feel like it? Impossible to reach? When I don't have anything else to go for? When I don't have no backup plan? Is this something that I'm willing to go for? Is this something that I'm willing to do? Grab 3. Sticks out to you the most. Pray over those 3. Matter of fact, pray over those 3 things. Or pray, before you even do that, pray for God to show you what it is that he wants for you. And after that prayer, you get a couple things that come to mind, throw those on the wall. And then pray again. And then you pray again. And now this prayer, you're asking God to align you with your purpose and align you with whatever it is that you want, that he wants for you. And then you go from there. whatever it is you feel in your heart that it is that he's leading you to, you go full force with it. And you don't give up, you don't stop. If you feel like a roadblock is coming in the way, replan, reboot, reroute. Think of another strategy. Think of another route to take to get to where it is that you want to go. And I need to be doing the same thing. Because I tend to, you know, just because it's not working right now, I tend to think that maybe this is not what I need to be doing. When it could be, God is just testing to see how far you will go. And so when it comes to finding her way, the brand, the community, I'm willing to go through hell and high water for it. And so I know that I need to be my best self. I need to show up as my best self in order to get to where I need to be, in order to get to the place that God is calling me to be, and the person that God is calling me to be. The person who was on stage is talking to young women, single moms, teen moms, domestic violence survivors, all of those things, and everything that is aligned with finding her way. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. And so I just want you guys to think about, you know, who it is that you want to be, who it is that you want to show up as, where you are on your walk with God, and, you know, anything else that comes with self-development, building yourself up, and, you know, just putting the pieces together and fixing those holes or those broken pieces, or, you know, just doing away with the whole old foundation and rebuilding. That's what it's all about. That's what this platform is all about. Going away with the old foundation and building a new one to rebuild ourselves past the trauma, past the hurt, past everybody that has been in our lives that was not meant for our good, you know, and starting over. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I don't feel well, so I'm going to cut this short. I hope you got something from it. I know it's a little all over the place, but I hope you got something from it. I hope you're able to take something from it. Comment, let me know what you got from it. Like, comment, share, subscribe with a friend. Let me know what you thought about this episode. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed and took at least one thing, if any, from this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share us with a friend you know. Follow us on Instagram at Finding Her Way Pod, and send us letters or questions to askfhw@gmail.com. We hope to hear from you in the next episode.